Matthew 16:6 says, "Be careful. Be on your guard against the yeast of the Pharisees and Sadducees." Many people do not fully understand this verse. The yeast here is not for leavening bread. It is a metaphor for the spiritual yeast that can completely corrupt life and faith. This yeast is characterized by its deep penetrative power, working subtly and unknowingly until it is too late. Jesus uses yeast as a metaphor for hidden sin, false external religion, and corrupted spiritual life. It spreads silently, multiplies quickly, is hard to eradicate, and affects the whole. The yeast of the Pharisees is not about outward evil deeds, but inward spiritual sickness, wrapping hypocrisy in religious garments, using the law as a means of control and bondage, covering pride with a pious exterior, keeping the law outwardly while being inconsistent inwardly, living in a hypocritical religion. This is why the Lord Jesus often criticized them as hypocrites. Unlike obvious sins that are easy to recognize, this yeast quietly erodes the essence of faith, causing hearts to drift from God's truth and fall into a religious routine. To guard against the yeast of the Pharisees, we must constantly examine whether we ourselves have been contaminated by it. First, examine whether our faith has become too formalistic, treating faith as a daily duty, and understand that outward piety may be just a habit, not life. Second, examine whether we are judgmental, always focusing on the weaknesses of others, yet blind to our own pride, always thinking we are more spiritual than others. Third, examine whether we are obsessed with keeping the law and the Lord's teachings, believing that our own behavior can please the Lord, while neglecting our relationship with Him and lacking renewal of life. Finally, examine whether everything we do and think brings glory to the Lord. Are we more concerned with people's praise, or do we seek only to please the Lord? May we always remember Jesus' warning and understand that the yeast of the Pharisees is very subtle and destructive. It is the invisible killer of faith, quietly stealing our intimacy with the Lord and turning faith into hollow formality on a large scale. May we be vigilant, self-controlled, and prayerful. May we single-mindedly pursue true spiritual life, not acting as religious performers, but as children of God.